Firefox. Firefox is pissing me off.
Dude, Firefox is a piece of trash.
Well, the only reason I kept using it is because it had all my bookmarks there and I was too fucking lazy to transfer them.
Alright, I think we're live. Can anyone,
God.
Can anyone confirm that?
About to, hang on. No, it's not up on the channel yet.
Not on my subscription box. I just keep reloading.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, I just keep it fresh on the main channel page.
Alright, so let's see.
I'm gonna crash everything.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see.
Can someone get us another 142 subscribers so we get to 18,000, please?
Can someone just give me another, I don't know, 500 subscribers so I can be 2,000?
Is it going?
I'll take cash instead of subscribers if we're giving away stuff.
I will.
It's got a good point. No, Chris, it's not. I mean, if we're really going to ask for things we can't have, then I would like to be able to have 36-hour days.
What,
so
like,
See, would you rather
like a
want
Mars
a longer
calendar?
day or just not need to sleep? I think
well, obviously not needing to sleep would be the best thing ever.
Yeah, then you're
Actually,
never tired.
That'd be the shit, like, to be able to get, like, only have to sleep an hour, and this is the equivalent of, like, an 8-hour solid sleep. That's my wish. That'd be the shit.
People always mention superpowers, and they start saying, like, flying and crap. I'm like, no, not sleeping would be the best power in the world.
It really would.
I would get so much done.
I'd work during night, and then...
I don't know, I'd get pretty bored.
Oh, fuck no, dude. I could definitely think... I have too many things that I would want to do in a day that I just... I can easily fill...
No, I would take up reading a book.
I think if it clicked over... I think if it clicked over right now and, like, a genie was like, boom, you no longer need to sleep, I think there would be a very good chance of you going insane, like, about a week in or something.
I think, yeah, I was going to say, I like the whole, like, dreaming thing. You know, I don't know, sleep for me is enjoyable, I guess, you know?
What's mistake?
I just want to have, like, but I want a guaranteed good night of sleep. I hate the nights where you get, like, good nights and the next night you sleep like shit. Just, like, if I could have the superpower to be, like, sleep solid, you know, great sleep. Always wake up rested.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You could get that, but you only need an hour.
Well,
then
see,
you
I could
like,
do that.
have that wind down part of the day. You're like, okay, gotta get ready for bed. And then you have that part of the morning where you wake up, you gotta get all your shit together, but it only takes you like an hour.
So you could do an hour, but you could do no sleep. Because I feel like I don't think sleep does anything for me. I mean, obviously it does. I can't live without. But if the feeling of sleep, if I was never tired, screw sleep. That's worthless.
Well, okay, what about
I'd like it to establish order
like
today.
Falling asleep instantly, you know, you could just like bam like that and be asleep.
Like an off switch.
Yeah,
like a robot, I guess.
That would be awesome.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to admit, one of the most annoying things like ever is when I want to go to sleep and I just lay in bed for like an hour and can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wasting my time here. I get like pissed. Like that's like the one time in my life I rage when I can't fall asleep. I'm like, screw you, world.
That's what's great about reading. Like you pick up a book and it's like 5 minutes in, you're like, okay, I'm out.
Oh, send my sub box.
Usually, one of my textbooks, I'll pick that up, start reading. I'm like, okay, going to bed now.
Textbooks, yeah, that'll kill you. So the stream is live, everyone. I saw it in my sub box. I don't know if you saw it in your.
Not yet.
Your guys' sub box. So.
It says when you search Shustybang, it says you're live right now, but when I go to the channel, it won't do anything.
Yeah, there's nothing on the main channel page, Chris.
I'm gonna go cut
the video's
my
up, and I see you guys. Oh my god, I see Troy.
I'm checking out my sub box.
That's you.
Sub box either.
Scott, the internet is kind. Nice.
Yeah, I went to the gym today.
Brad Pitt filter.
Bought this new iron chest. Brand new.
All right.
So this thing. Can you like type in the link by any chance?
Oh crap! It's on my. I have it up on my other computer.
Hang on.
Go back.
So you go to our main channel page and it's not playing?
I just went to my sub box.
It is not there.
Yeah,
no, I just went. Still not there.
And no.
Oh, I was just on my homepage and it's not there anymore. There it is.
Fucking hates you.
If you go to your homepage, oh wait, are you on the Shustybang account?
No, I'm on
Homepage
my
and
Snoo
it's not
603
there
account.
Apparently people can see because I just got a Skype message saying my camera is frozen.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I can see it.
Be kidding me.
I mean, right now it's working as a pretty good still picture, so.
I think my camera's frozen too.
Yeah.
What a wise guy.
Funny guy.
So
right
wait,
here.
my camera is still frozen?
Yeah, Tony and MassNERDerer's cameras are frozen, but I think it's just something we're gonna deal with.
Yeah, I can't find the video from.
Do I got like a stupid face going on? Is that what's going on? Like,
No, you're fine, Tony. You're fine.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
pretty
it
normal.
looks okay.
It may or may not come back.
Okay.
Oh, he went away. I was just about to screen cap it.
Oh. There you go.
Do I have live motion picture again?
Yes, you're back.
By golly, John, son, this is good stuff.
Oh man, I'm losing my mind to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So can we all agree that it's good? MassNERDerer is just frozen, but there's no fixing that.
I like his picture. It really defines him.
Okay.
You can see that I'm carrying, but I'm strong. I think that's a.
Yeah.
Alright, I got the link if you guys need it.
Yeah, please, because it's still not showing up for me. Fuck. Minimizing everything.
Hi, am I hearing someone's Skype messages?
Because I had to put my Skype output through my headset to get it to go to the stream, so everyone can hear your lovely voices.
So we're not going to hear feedback then, hopefully.
You won't.
Let's see here. So we're
Tony
starting
looks really bored.
right now?
Yeah, well, this is like this whole call is like suicide watch.
Alright, let's get rolling.
All right. Well, I just closed my notes.
Don't be nervous. You probably have like 18,000 people watching you right now.
Yeah. All right.
Like
What?
It's
Go ahead.
a little early for a beer snoof.
No.
Never.
Never.
I think it's fake. He just did it for the camera. It's really got water in it.
Really.
Oh.
There you go.
All right. Well, welcome to episode 1 of the Game Speak. Our original scheduled guest was Luton, but he had some things come up, and we had some organizational issues. So, with us today is Scott the MassNERDerer. So Scott, thanks for bailing us out of a semi-tight jam here.
You got it.
Nice biceps, by the way. Pretty nice.
I don't know. I think they look a little small.
Yeah, you're at the end of or the beginning of your cycle.
Yeah.
You're getting lean. All right. Well, so the focus of this podcast is to basically talk about everything that's going on in the world of video games, and primarily Battlefield 3, but first-person shooters. We're going to talk about YouTube. We're going to talk about anything that is currently going on, and it's basically just a reason to get together each week and gab like girls. So I think the first thing I want to do, and the format I want to stick to with these podcasts, is each week we're going to have a guest, and in the very beginning, what I'd like to do is let the guests sort of introduce themselves, and I think a good way to do it is to sort of talk about their channel and what the inspiration for their channel was and where it came from and how long they've been doing this. So Scott, when did you start your channel?
I actually started it 2 years ago with like 2 videos, and that was with the Easy Cap, and then I graduated college, and then I quit because I had more exciting things to do, I guess, at that point.
Yep.
And when I started school again, I came back around this year when I started school again. I guess it needed that, like, school sucks, so I wanted to do something else.
A hobby or something?
Yeah.
So when you originally started it, was it with the intention of making videos, or did you make the account to, like, sign into YouTube and then you just eventually started posting on your channel?
Well, I actually had an old account, so I started using YouTube. Really, I started using it around Modern Warfare 2, sometime in there. I think the first time I really went on was to start trying to find tutorials for the co-op maps in Modern Warfare 2. Did you guys?
Spec Ops?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was one that pissed me off and I could not beat it. And I think I went on and I found, oh man, someone did a tutorial. I don't remember his name now. But then I just sort of like through videos there. I started watching Modern Warfare 2 videos and found people like Onslaught, T. Martin, and those guys. And then Bad Company 2 came out, and I found Don't Blink, Decru Colin, and a few other guys who were starting up then. And that's when I was sort of like, man, this is fun, and I thought I was good at the game, so I was like, I like to talk and play video games, why not share it? And that's where it started.
It's a pretty good reason to make YouTube videos. Back in the golden era.
Yeah, those are the good days.
The good old days.
Yeah, before we all got jaded.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to admit, over the last year, the whole YouTube community has changed drastically. Not really, I don't know if you can say for the better or for the worse, but it's just changed a lot.
It's completely different now, and I don't want to talk like I'm a know-it-all or I'm some guru or anything like that, but it's like Snoop and I get messages sometimes, and they're really confusing. They're from people asking us to subscribe to them and promote their channel and give them a shout out and stuff, and we'll click on their name to like look at their channel, because we do it for anyone that asks us for feedback or something. We'll look at their stuff, and but like 1 out of every like dozen people have no videos uploaded and like nothing done to their channel. Like they don't even have an avatar, and they're like, can you subscribe to me? And we're like, what exactly is your, like, what are you looking for here? Like, like what's your jumping point?
See, I commonly get people with like one video uploaded 20 minutes ago, and they'll be like, come check out my channel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just uploaded a video, like give some time first.
They're like, well, I plan on uploading.
Like, I'm like you. I'll reply every time, but I tell them like, get going for a little bit first, you know, like.
Yeah, put the work in. Put some work in.
Yeah.
Instead of spend more time on your video than you do sending PMs.
Yes.
But yeah, so I didn't watch like hardly any Bad Company 2 videos. I don't think I was paying attention to the Battlefield world at all back in those days. I think it'd be fun to go look at them now.
Jeez, yeah, right. You can see those Apaches flying in circles, killing everyone.
I do remember getting killed. I mean, I played a little bit of Bad Company 2, and I remember being terrible at it. But
dude, I love Bad Company 2. I just hated when those really good chopper pods just fly in circles, and you couldn't hit them because there was no lockable missiles.
Especially when they got in your spawn out of Common Desert.
Yeah. And what was that really huge? Okay, this is kind of funny because it's Battlefield. But what was that really huge map where there was like all this open plains? I think there was 5 objectives for conquest.
Was it desert?
No. It was like a grassland.
Oh, it's like huge fields, and it's like autumn.
It's the downloadable content one.
Yeah,
it was a DLC.
I'm like helping identify it, and I don't even know the names.
Let me name landmarks.
Yeah, I'm hoping Scott oh yeah, I know this one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
But the thing is you had to cross these vast fields to get from one conquest point to another one, and you just got murdered by anyone with the helicopters. It wasn't even fair.
Yeah. Well, they've tweaked it for Battlefield 3, so it's not as bad. But so Scott, you upload regularly, managing your channel and everything, but you've recently been distracted by a project.
Yeah. So that's when I started a year ago with Bad Company 2, and I sort of just thought it'd be fun to make videos. When I came back, I sort of came back with a new mentality and new objectives. I've seen the community change a little bit, and I was like, man, you know, I really miss sort of how it was in some way, that there was just a lot more interaction, I think, back then, not just between video makers mainly, you know, like podcasts and stuff, but there was dual comms all the time, but not like to help get subscribers, just because people had fun together and stuff.
Yeah.
It's, you know, who knows if that was true or not. Maybe they just had different ways to advertise themselves back then than we do now, and we do it differently. But I came back into it thinking, I want to start doing more events. I want people together more. I want, you know, to have more fun doing things differently and I guess bigger than things were being done, especially in the Battlefield community, which is large, but on YouTube still not very large at all.
Well, the videos translate weird, I find. Like Call of Duty is perfect for YouTube videos because the longest game is like 10 minutes, and that's like a hard-fought domination game. But I think the shortest video you might find of a Battlefield 3 game of a full game of Battlefield 3 is probably 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't we
Unless
just do
it's
that?
a complete, like, no opposition.
Well, we had opposition the other night, but we did an attack and a defend rush in 20 minutes total.
Oh yeah.
Minus loading screen time.
That was a good game.
It
But
was a
it's
good
still
game.
like, for videos, like you said, translating, it's a completely different thing, because even not just that big map we just talked about in Bad Company 2, but there's a lot of moving. There's just a lot of like getting to where you need to go. So it's hard to get, especially on console, we have it even harder to get like huge, awesome, action-packed games, because you kill a few people and then they're all respawning. So you wait a little bit, so it makes it, I think it's a lot more difficult to edit and upload entertaining Battlefield 3 videos than it would be to upload entertaining Call of Duty videos.
Right.
Not that either game's easier, they're just different, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
you know what's interesting is I remember when I got into Bad Company 2, the question for me was like, okay, after I got on YouTube stuff, it's like, how do I make these videos because they're so long? I think pretty much everyone has mastered the art of making Battlefield 3 videos. So,
well, you either got to do. I think there's a few different ways that you can translate a Battlefield, like a Battlefield 3 video. Either needs to be sort of like highlights of a match, while if you want to do like a traditional gameplay commentary where you're talking over it, you're probably going to do like clips of one single match, or you could do the live gameplays, or you can do like tips and tricks videos. I think there's definitely a separation now between the types of videos that come out for gameplay commentaries. Like nobody really does gameplay commentaries, I don't think, too often with Battlefield. But what you were talking about before, Scott, about dual comms and everything, it was a different environment way back when. I remember dual comms used to actually do stuff too for the people involved. Like if you wanted to promote someone, you could do a dual comm with them, and then all of a sudden they would get a humongous boost in subscribers. I could do a dual comm with someone right now, and like
they'd be lucky to gain like 20 or 30.
Yeah, people don't even care.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that, because the best example of that, the last example of that too, was Woody's Gamertag did a dual comm with Swifty HD, and I think at the time he only had like 2,000 subscribers, and he jumped up to like 20 some odd thousand after that. I think he gained a lot, and then like the next day he was offered a partnership, and that was the power of the dual comm back then. But yeah, now it's not even, it's just a joke. It's a complete waste of time, because for the most part people just don't care.
Yeah, people prefer what they already have, and they're not necessarily looking for new people.
It gets hard.
I think on the part of, say, a bigger commentator, you got to look at it from like, okay, almost protective about your subscribers, because you know that person, if you're like a 20,000 sub, say you guys, and you got a 10 to 500 sub person wanting to do dual comm, you know what they're after. They're after your audience.
Right. Well,
so you're a little bit. Like for me, that's why I like doing the subscriber Sunday stuff that I'm doing, because it gets subscribers involved. But if I'm doing a dual comm, I would much rather do it with somebody that I know, like a friend or something.
Yeah.
So you came back looking for more community involvement.
To do some things different, and I wanted to. And then I am outside of gaming. I'm actually really big into events and stuff. Most of it's actually fitness related. Like I've hosted 5Ks and I run events like that, and I've done powder puff football games, and I've done stuff like dart tournaments and stuff, and I felt like that's a skill and it's something I've experienced in. So I came back and I started brainstorming, like what can I do? And I take ideas from other people. Like I'm also back to when I started watching, there's some things I thought they did but they didn't do good enough, or they could be done different, or we have more available now that we could do it different. And so I started Project PTFO, and it wasn't my name, but I wanted to start events, and that's when I thought, well, I want to get viewers involved. I think that's one thing that is not as common. It's a lot of the big commentators now, I mean, they don't ever reply to comments, they don't read anything, they don't reply to tweets, they just don't do anything.
Well, that's a good way to generate interest too.
Yeah, and so it was something like, I want to get these people involved. I mean, they're the viewers, they're here. Why are we not, they're what give us the opportunity to have fun doing this. I wouldn't have fun uploading a video. Like, I have fun making videos. But if I had 2 views, I wouldn't enjoy it. And be like, well, that was sort of stupid.
Right.
So it was a good way to meet these people and get involved. And that's when I, throughout all my different ideas I was sort of working with, Project PTFO came about.
So, and then you just jumped right into it. Like, how did the planning go? Like, how did you decide? You're like, okay, I want to throw a huge tournament that's never been done before.
No, it's funny how it sort of blew up. So, I have Google Docs. If you guys I have like so many Google Docs with just tons of ideas. Like, I'm a creative person, but overly so that I keep going, and sometimes I go too far. So I just make ideas, and then I leave them there and pretty much never go back to them because most of them are just hard to make happen. You know, they'd be hard to actually do,
right.
Which this is turning out to be, but that's not how it started. So I wanted to do something. I kept looking through it, and I kept over, I think, Christmas break, you know, around December, I decided, okay, you know, let's make something happen. What can I do? And out of all my ideas, that was the one that looked, you know, that was the one I thought, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I took that idea, and I believe I mentioned it to a friend or two of mine on YouTube, just like, what do you think? Would you want to take part in this? Do you think people would enjoy it? And at that point, it was just, I'm going to get a few YouTubers. You know, it wasn't supposed to be a big tournament, and it actually didn't start off as a tournament. It's just, we'll just play. You know, it wasn't really like a winner or loser. You win a match, and we'll keep tally.
Right.
There wasn't a bracket. I was like, so we'll get this, and then we get 2 subscribers in, and we'll start Squad Rush. And most people ask, why Squad Rush? And it's because 4 people is a lot easier to manage than 8 people.
Yeah. I can only imagine what would be happening right now if you had gone with a larger game type.
So yeah, that was the first thing, and I mentioned to a few people, and then I guess I've had a few lucky breaks. I started when the Battlefieldo site came out. I was on there, and I met some of those people and sort of met their staff really quick. And this is before my event, but just got to know them. And through them, I met Jay and Mark, who run Pixel Enemy, and that's where I went first with my idea. When I finally had it, I was like, I need to take it to a network. I need someone who's got clout. And because I had a personal relationship with Pixel Enemy already, I went to them. Jay jumped on board 100% and was like, yeah, whatever you need, we got you.
That's nice.
Yeah, they're really great guys. And I think they were willing to help and take a chance on me. And they were like, they didn't really know. I mean, they'd met me, they've heard of my name. I've talked a few times because I uploaded a video on their channel. But they were like, yeah, let's take it and run with it. Whatever support you need. And they started saying, we'll pay for this, we'll pay for that. And so it was great. And then I just, from there, started meeting people. You know, I got Jess Epona, who works at Battlefieldo. She's like, I want to come help out. And yeah, the rest is history. It just started blowing up though, because we'd mention it to one person, and they'd be like, oh, this is amazing, let's do this. And we'd be like, oh, okay, we can do that. And we just started, it turned into a tournament. It went all systems. Sponsors started coming on board, and
well, it's something. It's the first of its kind, because the only thing, and I don't want to taint the idea of Project PTFO with mention of the Billionaires Challenge for the Call of Duty community. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but
didn't they just do a second one?
I think they just did a third one.
Third one?
Or,
oh goodness.
With the same guy?
Yeah, the guy remember how it like crashed and burned, where he was talking about it live.
Stopped following those guys around then, but around that time, I thought he did something that made everyone mad. I don't remember what.
Yeah, he talked about live streaming a suicide or something like that.
Oh, like a suicide, right?
Yeah, like
an assisted suicide.
Yeah. Homeless people or hobos or something.
No, it was someone that was terminally ill, I think, and he was going to pay his family however many millions of dollars to let him live stream it, and everyone was like, F this. Next thing I know, they're having 2 or 3 more like Billionaires challenges. But so yeah, PTFO I think is different enough from that to not even really. I probably shouldn't have mentioned it. I don't want to taint PTFO.
It's very bad that you mentioned Billionaires Challenge then.
Yeah. I'm sorry, everybody.
That was my sole inspiration too. Next thing planned was at the finals we were gonna have No, I'm not even gonna say it. No one's ever gonna grab that audio from me.
Meanwhile, like taken out of context, PTFO is shut down. So yeah, it is actually. I mean, it's awesome because it's nothing like this has been done before, and I wouldn't think it would be too hard. Like, it could go either way. It's one of those things that has momentum. Then a lot of people are going to want to be involved, and everyone's going to be for it. But it must have been tough at the very beginning for like?
I'll be honest. The hardest part about it is the planning was. I mean, obviously, this is the first time I ever hosted an all online event. Like I said, I've done events, I've done tournaments, I've done all this kind of stuff before in real life, but it's in person, and generally people pay to come.
Right. So
when people pay, you pretty much have their commitment. You know, like I paid $20. I want my damn shirt. You know, that's pretty much how people think, and that's how I think when I do events. Like, if there's a free shirt, I'm going because I'm going to get that shirt. And I didn't offer everyone shirts here, which is probably my big mistake. But
yeah,
the hardest part really is like the micromanaging. The organizing stuff's fine, but no one does what they're supposed to do. So I always have to go and be like, you know, why didn't you do this? Like for directors, you know, you have 2 participants who have been sitting there for 7 days and you haven't responded to them, or you haven't set up your match that I asked you to do 2 weeks ago, and I've told you every single day since. You know, and it's just like, so I have to every day. I wake up in the morning now and I start my day by checking everything that was supposed to be done, and then telling all these people they still haven't done it.
Right.
And that's the hardest part. But obviously, I think it's on me because I just never considered people not responding would be an issue, especially participants. I mean, you guys know on your team now, you got 2 lucky participants for round 2. Right. And they didn't reply, you know, for like 4 days. So I'm like, okay, I have to get your alternate. So we throw them in, and then sometimes they don't reply. So it's getting responses. I
can only imagine. I was like stressing out today organizing 5 people for a podcast and like worrying about things going right, technical difficulties and everything. And how many people are involved in PTFO?
We have directors. We have just under 100.
Yeah. No. Damn. No. I would have quit.
And then, you know, 2 random participants for a team, but it's added up to like 6 per team because we have to go through so many.
Right.
It's stressful, but we've learned a lot. I mean, obviously, I tried to do things on the director. I mean, there's a lot that we've learned from it. Me and opponent together, we've done too much things like step by step. If we prepared this all in advance, it could have been like a 1 form, fill out and done type of thing.
So, okay, go ahead. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No. I was just saying it's been a huge learning experience, and I think some of the issues I'm having, some of the struggles, are my own. You know, I caused them because I just didn't think it through in every single aspect.
So was there any feature or part of PTFO that was originally included and then like scrapped or anything like that? Like something that just was unattainable or unrealistic or anything like that? Or was the plan pretty much always I know you said it wasn't always a tournament, but for the most part, when you were talking about people playing and you were planning it, was it always 4v4 rush?
Yeah. I mean, I was smart enough to know that I couldn't handle 8 people, 8v8. It'd just be too many people to organize together at one time. Yeah. For me at the beginning, so squad rush was more attainable. Let's see. I mean, anything that we've had to cut. We've come up through all the way for ideas that we couldn't implement. We're like, it's too late to implement this, but it's something we can hold on to in our knowledge bank for if we ever do anything again. No, I don't think we've cut anything, but we've added things.
That's one of the comments I just saw on the stream was, is this something you would try and replicate a couple months down the road? Like, basically, like, just for the lack of a better term, call it PTFO, like, part 2 or whatever, and just see if you can make it even bigger?
Well, alright, so this me and opponent, right now pretty much the staff is me and opponent. We have a few sponsors who are really helpful. Battlefieldo is pretty helpful, Pixoning is pretty helpful. Twitch has been pretty great for us in terms of giving us some things, you know, not actual man labor, but Battlefield has helped us in that respect a little bit. And we've discussed it. I mean, this is really, I mean, maybe, I don't know, I seem cheerful now, but it's really taken a toll on me and Epona. Like, it really has. Like, we sometimes get in Skype, and I just told her the other day, I sent a text, like, do you have a gun? Because I need someone to shoot.
Was that after a particularly stressful event, or was it just like, you woke up and you're like, I gotta keep dealing with this crap?
Wake up and come to the computer and see this stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, so, it's tough, but what we've decided, and we haven't, I don't know if Epona is 100% behind it, but I really hope she is, because she's been, you know, like an equal partner throughout the whole thing. So I don't know if I should be talking about it, but our plan is to take the name Project PTFO, because you know the event name is actually PTFO Director's Cut.
Yeah.
So Project PTFO was just sort of our, you know, tag for the event, and our plan is to sort of take that as a event planning service. Like, we're probably going to keep Project PTFO, and I'm going to manage it, hopefully with her, and we're going to continue doing events. Will we do another event like this one? It's sort of up in the air. You know, it's going okay, but if you guys have been following round 1, I mean, we've had like, I don't know, 4 teams drop out, and that's something, for me, it's sort of unacceptable. You know, we got this far, and then you guys drop out like during the match weekend. I
haven't heard of people dropping out. People just forfeit, or
there's been different issues where people, I call it drop out. Some have been asked to leave, some have left, some have had not responded to things. You know, so it's been different things. But there's been teams that have left, so it's a tricky thing. I think my goal right after this will be go on a smaller scale, one-day things, you know, one-day events for a little while.
Yeah.
And I don't know how soon I'll do one. I have some in mind, but nothing concrete yet at all. And that'll probably be smaller things for a little bit. And we'll see where it goes. If people stay involved, keep enjoying it, then I think you can see more things that will go bigger. I mean, now I have connections with a lot of different sponsors who got to us late, and I was like, it's too late for us to work you in the way that we wanted to.
Yeah.
But we've got people who are interested. I mean, it has a lot of potential. And
there's a lot of people, and there's definitely an audience, and I think people are interested. I think it could be a popular thing, and it would be kind of neat to know that things are constantly happening, and then have things to look forward to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you got a good thing going here.
I think so. I think it can be a lot of fun. But the biggest thing, though, is we need, you know, I can't do it all on my own.
Yeah.
I mean, I can run it on my own, but an event's not an event without participants. So that's like on you guys, you know, other directors, and on the viewers. People have to support it, and not in a sense that you have to support me. Like, I'm not getting anything from Project PTFO except maybe my name out there, which is part of it. Like, I am getting my name exposure, but you know, I'm not, you know, gaining an insane amount of subscribers or anything from it. I'm not.
You could probably put it on your resume.
Yeah, well, I'm in med school, so I think when I apply at a hospital, if you know, I actually play video games and made some events.
I ran PTFO.
Oh my God, we heard about that.
Oh God,
we needed a new surgeon who was involved.
Dr. Sanders was playing in PTFO.
It's really, video gaming is really popular in the medical scene.
Is it Trauma Center for the Wii? Because I played that for a while. That was actually a good game.
Okay, wait. Let me ask a question. Since you're in med school, I heard that hand-eye coordination skills obviously are needed for a surgeon. But I heard something. I was on the TV, you know, like news a while ago, that doctors are encouraged to play video games for hand-eye coordination skills because of the tools they have to work with now.
Hey guys.
Encouraged.
Hey, Veggie's on the call.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I busted my ass to be here.
Well, catch your breath, and we'll just keep talking while you find a point to jump in.
We're discussing how if video games are beneficial for doctors, for surgeons.
Well,
long story short,
that's
no.
what I've heard.
As a doctor, I can say yes.
It's actually, as
on
far as
a purely like a skill-based setup, not like time-consuming.
No, I get what you're saying. No one in school has ever brought up video games in any form whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But I do know I read a study in college and undergrad that was comparing, like, I don't know, this was around the time, well, I don't know, with my friends, we started playing video games, sort of, and some were hating on it, and there was a study about video games and, like, how much brain power you use and how much, you know, stimulation to your brain's going on, and you have so much more stimulation playing a video game than you ever reading a book. So people are like, oh, you could read a book and be smarter. I'm like, well, I'm using my brain more playing a video game.
It like hones situational awareness and problem solving and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It sounds silly, and it sounds like a cop-out, like, well, my problem solving skills are excellent because I play Tetris.
If I get on a 2-on-1 gunfight, I will know how to properly evade the situation.
But I mean, it's kind of true.
I think that's according to what book you're reading. If you're reading Lord of the Rings, maybe your brain's not as in tune as if you're reading about like cardiac physiology or something.
I mean, by brain activity, they measure, you know, how much neurons are firing. I don't know if I'm probably getting too out there for a stream that no one wants to hear about it. But I mean, this is a scientific study where they compared people reading all different books and playing different video games. And on average, video games produced more brain activity than books. So take that for what it is. I don't know if that really means anything, but
I'll tell you this much: if a surgeon came in to me and told me that he learned how to do this in a video game, I want a new surgeon. I don't care.
It's virtual training a lot.
I'm not saying you guys should be playing Operation on the PS3.
All right, we jumped off topic. Let's pull it back to the PTFO thing and wrap that up. Forever Osriel, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but I think that's how you say it. He brought up a good point. So with PTFO moving into, I guess, like the next thing, if you want to do something small scale, what's the likelihood of doing something where it's just strictly director or YouTube commentator related? So there's no subs. Just kind of make it so you're more than having it instead of just having to deal with 2 YouTubers per video and then 2 to 6 alternates. You just strictly deal with directors. Like, would you consider doing something like that down the road?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a ton of events that could be had, and there's a ton of things that we could do. And there's only so much time, and it's like a debate. Like, I mean, any of us, anytime we could go rally 16 commentators, and we could have like an 8v8 match, and you could do that, and people would watch, and I'm sure they would love it a lot. But it's like I have to fight back and forth with how big do I want to make it. Do I want to make it just a quick event, or do I want to make it something with prizes and with sponsors and all that stuff coming in? And I don't think every time you want all that, but sometimes you might say, well, you don't want the subs, your viewers don't like the kicking them out. Reading the comments like, no.
Yeah. It's one of those. Say you were to make this like a now you've got kind of all the kinks worked out, and then maybe the second event was just director oriented. So say you wanted. What the hell is that?
That's veggie.
He needs a new character. Nice.
All right. Anyways, so well, say theoretically you've done it with the subs, and then the next event you do it no subs, it's just directors, and you've worked all the kinks out. So we'll say starting 2013, you want to do this 4 times a year, 2 events with subs, just like director's cut, and then 2 events no subs. Like that'd be kind of cool, because then you've got a good balance. You've got the 2 huge events during the year where you get the whole community involved, and you really make it special for everyone. And then you've got 2 events during the year where it's like strictly exhibition things, where all the subscribers get to come in and watch all their favorite commentators just go at it head to head.
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely, I have some things in mind that would be just directors, and I have some things in mind that would be smaller, like something we could put together in a couple weeks, and we could do. I'm not saying like so I'm just saying in general, different ideas that could happen that are smaller scale. I have some that I think could be to the potential where they're getting sponsors and they're going big again. And it's a time thing. I have a 10-week summer, and I've lost 3 of those. And right now, the time and effort, I've probably put 200 hours into this thing, and I've made 0 revenue off it and anything. So I'm not all about money, but I'm paying $60,000 for schooling right now, so it's.
I was just you're an adult and.
Right. Yeah. No, I understand. It was just.
But, I'm getting sidetracked too. I'm thinking other things, yes, I think some direct-only things, and I think though these people in the comments were like, no, they would enjoy that too, because it gives you a whole different thing to see people play with people they know, play with other directors, and then mix it up with subscribers. You wouldn't want the same thing every single time. I don't think it'd be fun to watch. I don't think it'd be fun to do. So,
right.
I think there's a huge potential and a whole bunch of little things that could go on. I think, there's a lot of people interested. You guys seem like, oh, that'd be cool. And we have other people who have come to me, other directors involved, saying, oh, what about this? And I keep trying to tell them, well, let me finish this first. But there's a lot of good ideas. And the biggest thing is that people are interested in it. People would like to do it. And I think that's awesome. I think that's a good thing for the whole community, the gaming community, and everyone's like wanting to do stuff other than just say, I'm just going to make my video and leave, click like, and that's it.
Right.
And I think it's a good thing and it has potential. And
so was there
be a lot of fun.
Was there a turning point in the planning for this event where, like, I imagine with any event you got to sort of like gauge interest and then sort of decide how much of it's almost like a business venture, even though you're not making any money.
Well, no, it definitely is.
Like, 'cause you're talking about how much effort it is, and I can only imagine. Like, so was there almost a point where you didn't do it because you were like, I don't know if this is even going to be worth my time? Like, well, I mean, before you even started. I'm not saying like right now.
No.
You're like, walk away from it now.
Like,
and then was there a turning point where you got a backing, or you talked to a certain number of people and got a good enough amount of interest where you're like, okay.
I got lucky because my first person I really brought it to. I mean, at first, that's sort of a struggle. Like I said, I come up with all these ideas, and not just for like events, but just like random. Oh, this would be like a funny video, and I start thinking, I'm like, this would be a horribly stupid video. This would not be funny at all. And I'm like that with all my events. Like I spend a lot of time going back and forth. Like, would this be good? Would this be stupid? You know, and
well, I imagine it's like, what would be really good for my channel is if I could run an ad during the Super Bowl. I just gotta raise like $3 million, but I'll probably get a lot of subs from it. Like,
no big deal. 3 million, no big deal.
Watch Machinima show up next. I mean, they're already taking movie trailers, so they're gonna be on Super Bowl soon. But
I can see that happening very soon.
Yeah. Oh man, they generate enough money to get on there.
Maybe not Super Bowl. Maybe like World Series.
Well, Black Ops advertises on the NBA Finals, right? That's always the premiere, the multiplayer premiere. I'm sorry, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty reaches so many people though that are casual. I mean, if you sell, how many copies do they sell? Like 15 million? I mean, that's a lot of people.
No big deal.
Like, that is a lot of people.
That's what, about 5% of the population, roughly, I think.
First we're talking about neurons, now we're doing math. What is this?
Yeah, what's going on?
So Machinima's. I don't get the thing about the advertisements. Like, I get like Geico commercials and stuff that I would never buy, and I know no like 13, 14-year-old gamer is gonna buy. I'm sure they're gonna figure out eventually we need to like do different ads or something. Like, there's no way they could be getting anything out of these ads.
What, the ones that run on YouTube?
Well, like some of the things they advertise, like Geico or something.
Yeah.
Is this really your audience?
You're watching
Geico?
Watching a gaming commentary. Oh shoot, I do need car insurance. That would be good.
Their target audience is a little off.
I wonder when the study is going to come back from the downstairs office at Geico that says, "Well, we're not getting shit out of this."
We spent $2 million in YouTube advertising, and we have shit to show for it. Good.
Like, well, what'd you focus on? Well, the gaming category. It's all the rage right now.
They have a lot of viewers.
They mistitled their damn videos.
Yeah.
They got cars tagged in their tags there. So.
Yeah.
All right, to your question, man, we get on tangents every time. What was the question? It was there ever a point?
Yeah, you were talking about the first person you brought it to was a good enough backer?
Yeah, I mean, in my head, there was a lot of going back and forth, like fine-tuning things, and I had it pretty much planned out. Throughout, everything is, before I mentioned it to anyone, everything was sort of planned out, almost how it's going now. I mean, it just didn't run as smooth, and there was issues that came up that I didn't account for. But when I brought it to Pixel Enemy, and when Jay said, I love this, I want to get behind it, I mean, at that point, I was sort of like, sweet. I never thought it'd get this big, but there was no point I thought it'd fail.
Right.
A week before we started, so like 2 weeks ago, there was a point where I called Epona on the phone, and I was like, Jess, if something doesn't happen now, the event will fail. And actually, there was a part we were scared it might fail. And my definition of fail is, I guess, loose. It would have still gone on, but it wouldn't have been great. Now, at this point,
that's worse. It's like it's like a do or die moment kind of a thing. Like, you don't want to be stuck doing, because you have to put in all the same amount of work. But if nobody cares about it, like what are you gonna do? Let your tournament fizzle out after 2.5 weeks because you're not feeling the amount of views?
Yeah, but I mean, so that's I was lucky enough to be on summer break right now, and so I have sort of unlimited time. I mean, I obviously had things I sort of wanted to do over the summer other than sit on the computer all day, but it happens. And Jess ended up taking off like 2 days from work, and we worked around the clock. We had to contact. We had sponsors who were supposed to sponsor our servers that we did not have, so we're trying to get that stuff lined up. We were trying to line up. The one thing, I'll tell you one thing that completely flabbergasted us. I mean, we expected directors to not reply that well. Some of these guys sort of get, bigger heads. Like, I don't need to do anything. You should come directly to me on Twitter and explain to me everything. Which actually happened a few times. Where people be like, "Can you just explain it?" I'm like, "It's in the freaking email. Like, read it. I don't need to explain it." But
whoa! Reading? Put it in a video game.
Stop.
it doesn't use as many brain neurons as playing games.
Yeah.
But the participants not replying. I mean, that's something I never ever thought would happen. We were pretty surprised. So when we sent out, we picked your 2 participants, and we had like 25% reply rate. So 75% of people did not reply to be on a team with their favorite YouTube commentators. We were amazed, and we were like, what do we do? Like, we were not prepared for it at all. And so that's why last week we did a first come first serve.
Yeah.
Because I mean we had no plan. We're like, I was not prepared for that. So there's a few times we're like, crap, things are difficult. But we made it through, and it's probably not the best it could be. And people always come and want to say, oh, you should have done this. And it's like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it would be nice and easy. Well, plus, not to knock Battlefield or anything, but one of the things I sort of noticed since the games have started is it's difficult. It's not like Call of Duty where at the end of the game you go back to a lobby and you like set up the rules and everything. So it's kind of a confusing. Like Battlefield itself isn't necessarily like lending itself to a tournament like this. It makes it difficult to plan things out, get people together. And
it's not as user-friendly. Yeah.
Speaking on that, it might be sort of a good segue into, I think, something else you want to talk about, into like Battlefield Premium. But if we start with the match feature, which I assume would help us tremendously, but is just sitting there unusable now. And I know nothing about Battlefield Premium at all. I haven't watched YouTube videos in a few weeks. I haven't read up because I've been so busy. But we have a match feature, right? It's sitting there on the screen.
Yeah, and I was wondering about that when I was in the stream watching, I think, Vanished play last night. I was wondering if there's a way to take advantage of that, because it's almost like an esports menu inside of Battlefield right now.
Yeah.
And it says you have no scheduled matches or something like that. But I just thought I didn't know how to use it. But it doesn't work. It goes nowhere.
As far as anyone I've talked to, and I mean, we have multiple competitive gamers, and I'm pretty close friends with the Sons of Anarchy, and I talked to Rival. He was helping us with the event, and as far as they know, no, it's not active. So it's just sitting there. But so Battlefield definitely does not condone to it. I mean, and I guess there's an issue. I don't know if any of you are from the West, but West US servers have issues, and we set up. What were we gonna say?
The servers themselves are having issues, or people from the West are having issues connecting? Because I know I've been having problems connecting.
Tony's frozen camera is kind of spooking me out right now.
Yeah,
Jeff's there.
I'm down.
He's trying to match Brad Pitt. Like,
I should just
look a bit more badass.
Would you stop looking at me, please?
Fucking stare down.
It's that big old bicepsal thing.
Oh, shit.
As far as the West US, I guess what people said in the stream, in the game last night, when we spent like an hour trying to get to work, because we're trying to connect to a West server, and someone there is like, he lives in like the West, he owns a West server himself, he's like, he can never connect to it, and he said he troubleshooted it, and West US servers just have connectivity issues, like people can't connect to them. So we ended up going to an East US server. Jamin's in Australia, but he'd end up doing well anyway. So.
Well, that kind of sucks. You got to turn around. And
the point of that, Battlefield does not condone to competitive gaming, especially on consoles. It's pretty difficult there. PC, you get a little bit more freedom, but it's still not easy. It's not like, a pure hosting thing like Call of Duty or a game that has matches set up. But
just having the match screen like with a lobby in between would be so much easier.
Yes, allowing to like change things or take a minute, anything.
Yeah, set up classes and stuff like that. So you're not waiting. Like, I mean, now you can at least quit out. You're not forced into the next game. But I don't know. I guess it's a work in progress. As far as Battlefield Premium goes, I don't know anything specific. I mean, I've just like heard things, and I have this link on Battlefield which isn't opening for me because my computer's dying, but it just seems to be almost like a Battlefield version of Call of Duty Elite, where you're getting everything that they're gonna be putting out down the road for one set price ahead of time or something. I don't know if that interests anyone, but I don't know.
As far as I can see, so you saying I didn't know, like I haven't spent too much time in it, but it's just DLC. I mean, I remember once when it was still in speculation. I thought you get something early. Maybe it was just you get the DLC early.
There's like camo packs, I think. I know it said exclusive. It might even be gun camos. I'm not sure.
Would that go with my iron armor I'm wearing?
Yeah. They actually, yeah, one of the helmets is similar to that. That'd be actually.
Can we get a poster? I'd like posters.
Jeez.
Hey, you throw in a shirt or a poster and people go crazy.
Here's a point.
I'll take his shirt. I'll skip the poster.
You know, for episode 2, we should offer up like a free shirt to everyone that comes to watch. And,
Oh.
like, it's not people.
Yeah, no big deal.
Nah, it's fun. It's fine. Oh.
I want more by one of us during the show.
A quick side note, unrelated to the conversation. There's a slight chance that my house might get struck by lightning.
I was just about to say this thing. For those of you that don't know, Fake Thriller and I literally live about what did we figure was like a mile and a quarter from each other?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just heard the most monstrous of all thunder strikes in my life. So if we both all of a sudden die and disappear, you know why.
There was a tornado warning an hour ago.
Yeah,
subscribers.
Pretty insane for New Hampshire, to be honest. Oh,
So
told everyone where we live.
die.
We might. It does sound like the end of the world over here, I'm not going to lie.
You know what? Veggie and I can relate because sometimes we've got cloud warnings here in California.
Oh no, clouds!
Oh my God, we're like, oh no, the sun's gonna go away.
Wait, is that a serious thing? Like cloud warnings?
I
Is that a
have
weather?
no idea how we live through this earthquakes and clouds, and sometimes it rains. It's awful. It's awful.
No, up here where I am, we have no sun, no clouds at all in the summer because it gets to be like 108 degrees for about 4 months out of the year, and up in the Central Valley. But down where Tony is, like they got great weather, like all year round compared to us. Because in our winter weather, we get a lot of rain.
Well,
yeah, but you've got greens that we don't have down here. We've got a lot of brown.
Yeah, because we're the farmland up here, so.
Yeah.
When
I've been up to the San Francisco area, man, it is green as green can be. It's insane. I thought I was stoned. I know, but it's a fun. It's a fun.
Welcome to our podcast. We're going to talk about the nation's weather.
You started the West conversation, motherfuckers. All right, you guys started it. You got me going on.
You get hit by lightning and shit. Now, I want to see Chris's hair start standing up. That's when you know there's gonna be a problem.
yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, because your house isn't even grounded. Mine is.
It's not.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I thought you said that your house wasn't grounded. That was one of the problems.
Oh no, the whole house is just they didn't connect the. They got. I think somebody bought the wrong plugs, so there was like just loose wires in all the. All the
You
plugs.
just don't have lightning rods or anything up there, do you?
No.
Well, I kind of do. I've got like a rod, like a grounding rod that's buried like 8 feet deep right beside my foundation.
Wow.
And it's got a wire connected to it. There's actually a little like fuse box thingy, like a trip. I don't even fucking know how to explain it. I know what it does though. It's inside the main breaker. So if I get struck, I'll probably lose power, but none of my shit will break. So that's kind of win-win. Well,
So wait, does anybody have those old like TV antennas on their houses anymore back there?
I have one in my attic.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost poked my eye out because I had to crawl up in my attic because we had a rodent of some kind get in between the walls, between one of the bedrooms and my living room, and we could hear it scratching like a week ago, and then like 4 days later it started to really stink, and my wife was like, go see if you can see where it got in, and I found one of those big old like weather vane antennas.
Like, no, you go.
And if anyone was curious, we just waited out the smell. I mean, rodents don't have that much meat on them. They can only stink for so long.
Oh my God.
It doesn't smell anymore.
Yeah, honey, I got it. It'll go away.
Yeah, I got it. It just melted away. Yeah,
Well, that's what I said. It's either put a hole in the wall or wait.
It's not worth it. Buy an air freshener.
Yeah.
All right.
In other news, I found a antenna.
Yeah.
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 All right, what's the next topic we want to jump onto?
Well, one thing that I want to address real quick, it doesn't necessarily have to do with Battlefield of Premium, but The pass. Okay, so what is it? $60, and you can unlock everything in Battlefield 3. Is that what it is right now? It's the shortcut pass.
Wait, how much is it?
I think it's like $60 for like the complete pass or something. So you get all the vehicle upgrades,
all the kits and stuff.
Yeah, like you get all the weapons.
Oh yeah, I guess it's true because in Bad Company 2 they're like $6 to $10 per class.
Oh really?
It was something like that. But I mean that's 4 classes plus vehicles, so $60 sounds about right.
Yeah. Now, and I think it does like all the assignments for you and everything, right? Now,
I don't think it's quite $60 though. I think it's only like 25 or something, isn't it?
Trying to Google it right now.
I thought there was a really expensive. Anyway, so let's say
maybe that's just the kits or something. I don't know.
Yeah, say you spend the money on it right now. Say you did that, and then would you expect to get all the weapons automatically for any downloadable content that comes out, assuming you buy the downloadable content?
I would say up to the point at which you bought it.
I agree with that. You shouldn't be able to get... Yeah, if there's more... Okay, so the close quarters map pack that's coming out, it's got 10 new guns with it. You shouldn't get that unless you pay for that separately.
Well, I'm saying, like, so you would buy close quarters, but then you would have 10 assignments that you would have to complete in order to get those guns. If you bought the shortcut pack to get everything unlocked, would you expect automatic access to those 10 guns and not have to do the assignments?
No, because I would expect that to be a part of a separate package.
Okay.
Because it's offered after.
You mean if you had already paid for the unlock?
Yeah. Like at this point right now, let's say you have Back to Karkand, but you're like right now I'm a level 1 on Battlefield 3 and on the Xbox. If I shell out the extra $60 to unlock everything,
and then they release the other thing, and then you don't have those unlocked, even though you pay. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you expect that? Like, because they kind of
company? No, I wouldn't expect that. But
they kind of like game developers now with all the DLC. Like every game that comes out has DLC, and now they're going one step further, letting you pay extra to unlock stuff in the game. It's basically like just giving them money to beat the game for you.
Well, and also, I mean, not people don't play necessarily as often as other people too.
Right.
So maybe if people are only playing like a couple hours a week and they want to shell out the $10 so they can unlock all the sniper rifles or something.
Right. Well, all right. Here's my spin on it. There's 2 ways to look at it. Personally, I would like to see them change it so that you have to have accrued a certain amount of time played on any platform, because it's actually a really good benefit. So, like me personally, I'd love to play on PC. The downside of Battlefield 3 is that it's not like Call of Duty in that you don't rank, you don't prestige at any point. There's no reset. You just start at 0 and you work up. So someone that wants to jump into the game, and this is the problem I had with Bad Company 2, you jump into it like 4 months after release, you're in the hole from the get-go, and it's very, very difficult to try and get caught up to all these people that are so much higher than you.
Especially in the jets. Like, a perfect example is if you're a noob in the jets right now, you don't even have flares.
Right.
Like, good luck staying alive.
From, like, that aspect, it's actually a phenomenal idea. But, but it really should only be used, like, in those instances. Like, okay, I've got, like, 50-plus hours into Battlefield 3 on PS3. I want to play on PC, it'd be nice to have that option. Like, I've played the game, I've done my due diligence at least on one thing, so give me the option of being able to buy the DLC so I can cross-platform. I already know what I'm doing and stuff. I know the best how to use it and all. I guess you could say it's technically cheating to get ahead, but it's not really, because you've kind of already gone through all that. It would be a nice way to promote to people that have already played it, be like, hey, you should try it on other platforms.
Yeah, I guess...
I don't really have a problem with it either way, because as long as the opportunity is presented to everybody that they can buy it if they want to, everybody's on the same playing field. And if you're a level 1, you haven't played before, and you just buy all the new weapons, you're still going to be shit with them anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's not
until
even
you get to the learning curve. So I don't know if it's the only advantage you'll have is against other level 1s that haven't bought it, and I mean they're going to get shit on anyway.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think it's.
It seems like there was 2 parts to that question you asked, Fake. It was like,
first
first of all, what do you expect? Do you think you should get this stuff or not? But then it's sort of like more of like, is it fair to have this kind of thing or something? Is that sort of your...
I don't have... I mean, I personally think it's fair, and I have no problem with people, as long as the game is balanced in the sense that you can't spend more money on it and automatically be better than me. Because people would argue, like, the guns don't necessarily progress in order of, like, awesomeness. Like, the M16 is the first gun you get, and it's probably the best gun in the game. So it's not like somebody could shell out the $60 right away and then, like, beat me. But what I'm asking is, you're that person that spent $60, how much do you feel entitled to when more DLC starts coming out? Because you bought the all-pass, like, combo pack to get everything for Battlefield 3, but then, so does everything count? Is everything defined as whatever's out right now, or everything just defined as anything that ever comes out for Battlefield 3?
I think a few people said it already. It's like when you pay for something, it's there. It's, you know, you paid for it. It says what you get. They're not gonna be like, and we're gonna give you free stuff on top of that. So I feel like as long as you're not an entitled person, you get what you pay for. You know, they told you what you're gonna get. They're not gonna give you extra.
Yeah, as long as they tell you, like, if I went and looked at it right now, it should say to me, like, okay, we're going to give you all the DLC and all the guns and everything in the game's life cycle or whatever.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't, like, leave it up in the air so that I spend $40 and go, damn it, there's still 3 DLC packs left.
Yeah.
You know, like, that seems kind of, I don't know, kind of shady. I don't even know if they would do it that way, really.
Well, if we're talking about shady and DLC, then they'll do it.
EA.
Yeah.
I thought the craziest thing concerning DLC recently was Max Payne DLC was offered to be pre-ordered before the game even came out. Like, isn't that kind of fucked?
That's kind of funny.
That is weird.
Well, it's the same. It's the same
sense.
thing as the Mass Effect 3 DLC. It's just like you bought the game and they're like, oh, $10 for the DLC. It's like the DLC is supposed to come so many months after the game. You shouldn't have DLC like the day the game comes out.
Right.
What the hell's the
Then
point?
it's like, why didn't you just put it in the game? You know, like.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. It's like kind of taking the route that movies are taking now. Like when they started making the new Batman a few years back, they already had the other 2 Batmans planned, written, and in production. They knew they were going to come out, and now with games, they know what's going to be on the game, and they know there's going to be downloadable content at this many months, that many months. They've already got it all planned out beforehand, which I kind of don't have a problem with, because they could just leave the DLC out entirely, but it's an opportunity for them to make more money by releasing content further along. Back when I was gaming, when I was like 13 and I was playing like Medal of Honor, the original Medal of Honor, I would have loved if I could have gone out and downloaded another $10 like chapter of Medal of Honor, and it's just the way digital media is kind of taking it nowadays.
I guess it's I know the age-old debate is whether or not it's okay. It's like if the DLC is on a disc or on the disc, and then you pay your $15 and you download a 108 kilobyte patch that lets you like unlock the stuff that's already on the disc. People seem to get pretty pissed off over that.
I mean, I can see the anger parts where, like, you know, they're trying to make more money, which is understandable, but it's like, and some gaming companies, I mean, are pretty much in the red year round, and they still put out, you know, but I can see why people get upset. It's like, wait a minute, I paid for a game that you made, but you're not giving me the whole game, you know, and
I think it comes down to the individual games too, because like if you take like Fallout 3, I loved that game, and they gave you a full game for that $60.
Oh, yeah.
And then for all the other downloadable content, they were all worth the price, in my opinion.
Right.
If you came out with like a 10-hour Fallout 3, and then we're charging for DLC, like $15 a pop, I wouldn't be happy. So some companies are going to do it really well, and some companies are not going to be good at it. And you know, so far so good with a lot of companies. Sometimes not, like LA Noir. I didn't think that downloadable content was worth the price of admission, personally.
I never even
the whole company went out of business, didn't they?
I never even finished the game.
Oh yeah, there was controversy around LA Noir because that changed hands like 3 times or something like that. I think different developers. But speaking of companies going out of business, and since we were talking about the different regions we're from, we have a huge embarrassment up in this area. I don't know if you guys heard about 38 Studios that just went under. It was a have you heard of the game Kingdom of Amalur, I think?
No.
Tony, have you heard of the Boston Red Sox pitcher Curt Schilling?
Oh, yeah. Curt Schilling's company.
Yeah, his company which is based in Connecticut or Rhode Island, just went under in like the worst fashion ever. Like, people showed up to work and were like, oh, by the way, or no, somebody went to the doctor's office and their health insurance had been canceled.
I can take this if you want, because I just read the article this morning.
Yeah, go for it.
So, all right, what the problem was, 38 Studios, owned by Curt Schilling, he had originally had the company located in Massachusetts, and Rhode Island came to him and they said, listen, we'll give you $75 million as like a tax credit that you eventually have to pay back, but that's an incentive for you to come to Rhode Island, because they want to add more jobs to just the state overall. So he said, yeah, sure, and that was 2 years ago. So they made the move. The problem was, at that time, 38 Studios only had one game out, and at that point it had sold 400,000 copies, so it was pretty good, and I think overall it sold like 1.2 million copies. But that was it. Like, Rhode Island took this huge gamble on a company that hadn't really proved itself at any rate. So they gave him this $75 million, and that's what Curt Schilling at 38 Studios and Company took to produce their next big game, which is still technically in development, and it's this huge MMORPG game. The problem is they only had that $75 million as their budget, and apparently games of that nature take like upwards of $250 million to produce. It's like $200 million just for like in-house production, and then all the like after release maintenance support of it and all that crap. Right, support. So
yeah, I heard it had to make $300 million to be profitable.
Right. So
which, as scope, Black Ops I think sold $775 million. So and that's the highest selling game of all time.
Yeah.
Right. So it was a really tough spot. So where the real problem came was that he was running out of money. They were like barely making all their bills at the end of each month, and then it finally came down where 38 Studios owed a like $1 million tax payment, or payment on that tax lien, if you will, and he didn't have it. So there was kind of him and hawing between them. They said, all right, I got the money. He paid him. Well, that was his payroll money. So like that was 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden it just folded up because he had no money to pay any of his employees, and then just at the last minute he canned all 400 employees at 38 Studios and canceled their health insurance with like no warning whatsoever. Didn't give anyone any sort of compensation package for it or anything.
What an ugly
That's
way.
the shitty part too.
Yeah, it sucks all around. The downside, I would say it's mainly Curt Schilling's fault, or whoever was really kind of the whole CEO of the company, like the the main guys that ran what was going on. But it's also really, really big fuck up on Rhode Island's part, because how do you hand off that kind of, like, especially taxpayer money? How do you hand off that kind of money to a company that hasn't proven itself? They actually have no product base. Like, they could have gone to a much bigger company, someone like Treyarch or Infinity Ward. Just throw out two random company names that actually have a history of proven games. Even if you don't like them, they have a proven history.
I'm willing to bet a little bit of nostalgia played into account here with somebody loving Curt Schilling from being a pitcher on the Red Sox.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a lot of people are insinuating at this point, because it didn't make any sense. There was other companies out there that they could have offered that same incentive to bring them into Rhode Island, and out of like all the entire like voting base, or the population of Rhode Island, it was like 56% of the Rhode Island population said they did not favor this, and like only 26% did. I don't even know what the rest of the people did. They were just indifferent, I guess. And no one on the
I have no opinion.
Right, and no one on the legislature wanted anything of this to happen. Like, everyone in the legislature they were like, no, we don't want this to go through. It's a bad choice. But it really took 2 or 3 of the top guys in, I don't know, in the government, their local government, to push it through. And I think that's what it was. It was just a case of, oh my God, it's Curt Schilling. Let's get him in here. This probably doesn't make any sense. Who cares? It's Curt Schilling.
I had actually convinced myself that it wasn't the same Curt Schilling. Like, I heard his name like months ago, just when they're talking about Kingdom of Amalur or whatever the hell it is, and they would use the name Curt Schilling, but I just thought it was somehow. I was like, there's no way that baseball guy's involved in making a huge MMO. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, no, I heard that
maybe
I
he
had
likes
heard
World of Warcraft.
This is a good point. I heard that he had started that video or that company years ago, and it was right about the same time I started where I'm currently working. And I was like, oh my god, there's a fucking video game company in Boston. I'm gonna go apply right now. But they packed up and left right at the same time I heard about it, and I was like, nah, all right, never mind, because I'm not going to Rhode Island.
Yeah, you'd be in a pretty shitty situation right now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to commute to Rhode Island anymore.
Yeah, Rhode
That
Island
kind of
sucks.
shows you too how much it costs to make a video game, and people kind of forget that once the game is made, that company still has employees that they're paying, and health insurance, like all the things that come with having an employee. Just when the game's made, like, you don't get cut off from those employees, and now you don't have any bills anymore.
Yeah, but no, what's the glaring exception, which is totally retarded and is mind-blowing, is Minecraft. Like, that,
Yeah,
like,
right.
Notch, didn't he make it single-handedly?
I do believe so, yeah.
Well, is that his studio? Was it Mojang?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I know now he's like way better off.
Millionaire?
But
Yeah.
the Xbox 360 version was profitable within an hour of it being live on the marketplace.
Of course.
Wow.
So
I mean, just off the start, that's like one of the most viewed video games on YouTube.
and you
know?
play it, right, Scott?
Yeah.
I've never played it. And
I don't know if you really can play it. It's more like
you experience it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it.
You just do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny. I probably only put like 20 hours in total, and I bought it a year ago. I probably played like 15 hours, and then I've actually streamed it the last, just because I'm so like fed up with PTFO. Like I get so stressed. I'm like, I don't want to play Battlefield,
Right.
but I want to do something, so I'd like hop on Minecraft and stream. But
And
it's a weird thing.
It's
'cause
a
there's, like, no
stress reliever.
goal.
It's like I want to build like little houses and flowers. And
Me, I
gardens.
run around and kill animals. Like I just run around. Like that's what I do the whole time, and I'll chase them. Like there's no point in the game really, and I guess that's like where it's weird.
one of my
You can play
main
for 20 hours and
questions-
be like, what have I done?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. Is like that's what I always hear people saying. There's like holy cow, I've just been playing for 6.5 hours, but they're like thrilled because they finished their like Skull Fortress or
Gazebo.
something. Yeah.
Wait, am I the only person who plays
Pyramids.
here, or do you guys play?
I've tinkered with it. I built
The
pyramids.
closest
That's all-
I've come to it
all
is
I've
Farmville. So.
That's a step down, I think.
Pretty damn close. It's the same thing. I think
I
Farmville
go-
has like a goal though.
Pretty
I go
much.
into like Castleville, Farmville, and I'm there for hours and I accomplish nothing.
Yeah, that's what, I was watching the stream yesterday. It's pretty funny, and one of my friends joined in. He's like, "What do you?" And it tells you how long you've played, and or like in game days or something. I'm like in game day 10, and he's like, "What have you done?" And I'm like looking like, and that's what I really thought about. Like, man, I've played probably for like 7 hours, and in the game, like as far as accomplished, I had nothing. Like I've cut down some trees and I piled some dirt into like a house. Like that was it. And it's crazy to like look and be like, what are you doing here? At least like in Battlefield 3 or in games you can be like, I unlocked a new gun, or I like got a good score. But in Minecraft it's just you've walked around.
So I can understand like the interest in a Minecraft stream, because that's like sort of constant interaction with anyone that might be watching. But I've never gotten past like the 1 minute mark on a Minecraft video. So I like you said, it's like the most watched video game on YouTube.
Yeah.
But like, what are the video concepts?
That's no, for me too. I was actually playing, and I was thinking, is one of my personal friends, and he got on, so he's sort of ripping on me. I'm like, we were talking about, I don't really watch Minecraft videos, and I'm playing, like, why would anyone want to watch me, like, literally, I was, at one point, you cut grass, you just hit it, right click with the mouse, hit grass, and it'll drop seeds everywhere, and I was running around getting seeds from grass, and I was like, why would anyone want to watch me run around a flat field hitting grass? That's all I was doing.
I think,
like, oh, I got seed, yes!
I think the most of a Minecraft video that I've watched was some mod where you could load, like you could take a JPEG picture and load it in, and it would be like hanging in the sky. And somebody did that, and they lined it, like they did a Justin Bieber picture, and they lined it with TNT. And so they like blew it out of the sky. So like that was like kind of interesting. And then the other ones that I've watched are like speed, like where they're fast forwarded, so you can see the progress happen like really, really fast.
As far as videos, I don't know if you guys follow CNanners. I mean, I don't know. I can pretty much watch anything CNanners does, and he's played Minecraft, and he's just hilarious. Like, you don't even have to watch the game. He's just a funny guy, in my opinion. So I think some of the Minecraft commentators are just have awesome personality, and they're just, like, hilarious. So it doesn't even matter what they're doing. Like, they can make running around a field hitting grass, and they can be funny about it, and you'll,
I'd
be
actually,
entertained, I guess.
I'd be interested to know, like if there was some magical like book that could tell you the statistics of how much CNNers affected the sale of Minecraft, because I think
he's totally responsible for it.
I think he was one of the first.
He was doing a little series. Like I said, I haven't watched many YouTubes lately, but he's been doing a series lately where he's just like playing random games that he gets commented on.
Yeah.
You know, like someone says, "Here, play this game." He plays like awful games.
There
was an internet article or something that the sales like went up like 200% for this game that like sold like no copies, and someone said, "You should try it." He put one video on it, said it sucked, and everyone went and bought it.
The last video I saw of him,
this game is horrible. I never want to play it again. Everyone's like, "I'll buy it."
Yeah, he did that one video where like trying to keep the cat out of the milk bowl, saucer bowl, or whatever.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah, that one.
That sounds like a good game.
And people, he admits, he's like, "I'll never play this again. It's horrible." And everyone's like, "Well, I want to buy it now because CNN has played it." So that's some power, man.
Veggie, I thought you passed out.
No, sorry, I was looking down at my phone.
You're just like,
what's going on right now?
Yeah, the last CNNers video I saw was him playing some astronaut game. He was like on the moon picking up moon rocks or something.
Oh, geez.
But it was like an astronaut simulator. That was like the weirdest thing.
Did you see that the question I put into the chat?
Yes. We all play on console, right?
Well, you are now,
except for me,
the elitist.
So let me tell you why PC is better.
Wait a second.
I've heard this story
before. No.
So the question is, it comes from Sam, and it says, "Are consoles at a disadvantage for not having access to mods?"
So we're not necessarily talking about Battlefield 3, are we? Because Battlefield. What's that?
I'd say hell yeah. I mean, I think, my opinion, I think PC is a better platform. I don't think the games are better per se. You know, some aren't. Like Call of Duty, I think everyone can agree is not as good on PC because it's not supported there. But it's mods are awesome. I mean, if you download mods for like any game, they're just amazing.
Well, that's all I see right now on Skyrim videos. People going crazy with Skyrim mods, which have made that game look like amazing, and all the different mods that people come up with are absolutely crazy and have definitely extended the life of Skyrim. And okay.
Is that backwards?
No,
it's
perfect.
Actually correct.
That's for Veggie. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, what started that? I don't even get it. Oh. Nice. No, I think I would agree and say that the PC platform is better for individual gaming. I wouldn't say it's better for the gaming industry.
Yeah.
Because
it has the capacity to be better, I guess you could say. To me, I mean, PC's great and all, but I kind of like having a PlayStation or an Xbox hooked up to my, however many inch HD TV, and be able to utilize all the things I utilize on the PlayStation or Xbox. It's a little more difficult to do on the PC while you're playing the game or whatever. And the thing, too, that really holds people back, I know you can get controllers and that for the PC, but the mouse and keyboard, once you're used to it, really is really cool. But until you're used to it, it's a big hindrance.
Yes.
Because it's way different.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And it's not natural at all.
Yeah. After you get used to it, it's great. But while you're still acclimating to it, it's like pulling teeth out. So
I used to love the keyboard and mouse setup when I was playing, Modern Warfare 2, but Call of Duty 2 on the PC. Oh man,
right. I started
those are the days.
The original.
Yeah, me too.
Keyboard and
on
mouse.
PC. Yeah. Oh my god. No aim assist. That's when you felt like a champ when you pick people off with a M1. No scopes. You don't need scopes. Iron sights all the way.
All right. I don't want to be a party pooper, but in the interest of keeping a schedule and due to technical difficulties and stuff like that, this episode is going to be shorter than it normally would have been because we got a late start. But we're going to end it. I think we're going to end it now, unless anyone has any super pressing matters that they want to bring up.
I would like to You should explain to them why we're gonna stop it early.
Well, hey.
Just be like, we gotta go. Sorry.
Well, no, we're actually we got some scrimmages for Project PTFO.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the tornado warning? They should understand.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
No, we're gonna go do some scrims.
Our two teammates for Project PTFO are 5 or 6 hours ahead of us, so it's like it's getting pretty late in the night for them. So we want to get going with while they have the opportunity to play. That and the team we're scrimmaging against is over in England as well. So pretty much everyone's like sitting up middle of the night right now waiting on us.
Nice.
That's right. England, you have to bend for our rule.
This is America. So I guess, Scott, is there anything in particular that people could do to support Project PTFO or PTFO Director's Cut?
Oh man, that's a good question. I wish I would have prepared for that. I'm sure I could.
Make all
Let me give my PayPal.
Yeah.
Cash donation.
I was gonna say PayPal address or anything.
2 digits only. $1 does nothing. No.
$10 minimum.
You
Get
know,
mom's credit card and do your part.
Yeah. You don't have to use your own money. Just tell your parents it's very important.
It's a charity.
But no, I mean, what could they do? At this point, the only thing to support is show up, watch the streams, watch the videos, support the directors, because the more the directors are having fun with it and getting support, the more interested they're all going to be in playing and doing more events. People want more events, but if the directors, the YouTube video makers aren't enjoying it, having fun with it, they're never going to want to do anything. So definitely going to the people and be like, hey, I loved you putting up a video for it. You should do more. Give them that kind of encouragement. And then respond, When we if you get selected, or if we ask you for something, you ask for something, and we give you an option. If
directly support it by being involved.
Yeah, like if you don't do those kind of things, simple things, it there it goes. It hurts us.
Cool. All right. Do you want people to subscribe, follow you on Twitter and all that jazz?
Screw that and get away. None of your followers. Stay here. Don't even search for MassNERDerer. No, if you want, I guess.
All right.
PayPal. Linked at my
Yeah. Well, if you guys want to follow Scott, it's on Twitter. It's at MassNERDerer. The spelling is in the title of this video, or I'll put a link in the description. Same thing goes for Tony and Veggie. It is at ynotthetiger and at Veggie530 and at Snoo603 and at fakethriller. And also subscribe to everybody's channel. Anybody else have anything they want to add real quick?
My PayPal is Veggie530 at home.
If he gets money before me, I'll be angry.
Well, yeah, let's somehow do that. Let's start like the excitement and make it see who can raise the most PayPal donations. There's no losers in that competition.
I think the viewers would be really interested in this.
More than others.
Yeah.
And whoever wins, if I earn $100, I will give one of the people who gave me money a free shirt.
I just came up with your next tournament. It's Project PayPal, and you just ask different people to participate, and whoever raises the most donations for doing nothing wins.
Each week it'll be a new random.
Yeah. Yeah.
Each week a new randomly selected amount between $100 and $1,000, and
whoever gets the most donations of that amount wins.
But all right, hey, I appreciate you guys letting me on and talking and let me talk and stuff. So that was a good time.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks for your work. How many weeks do you have to go? For PTFO?
Left with Project PTFO, it's about 3 weeks for PC, and console will end a little early because we don't have as many console commentators.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be 2 more weeks. It'll be pretty much 3 weeks total. We finished week 1, so 2 more for console, 3 more for PC.
Whew. All right, you're almost over the hump.
Oh yeah, coming up on it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning into the stream, and we will hopefully be doing this next week at the same time, 7 p.m. on Tuesday. And if everything goes according to the plan right now, Luton will be joining us next week. He was unavailable this week due to some issues. So tune in again, spread the word, and hopefully we will have plenty to talk about. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Later.